Yes, guys, hope everyone is doing well. I do apologise once again for being late to my own live stream. Similar to yesterday, I was actually not going to do this one because I'm running a little bit late for time this morning, but I thought I'll quickly jump on because I see there are a lot of FPL content creators that are live right now, and you guys might not be getting your questions answered right now. So I thought, what better time than me to jump on quickly for the next, and it's worth noting, I'm only going to be on for the next half an hour, so I can't go up until the deadline answering any of your questions because there are so many live streams out there. This is hopefully the one for you if you do not have your questions answered right now. So I feel like I can get through all of these today, which would be great. And I'm going to go up until the 10 a.m. UK time deadline for me because that's my own personal deadline right now because I will have to come off the live stream then. The actual Game Week 7 deadline is 11 a.m. UK time. So do not be forgetting that, guys. Please do not be missing the deadline this morning. As always, please do, if you enjoy the stream, drop a like, and I'm just going to get straight into the questions because time is of the essence this morning, and I can see we have some usuals in the chat already. Sakura is saying, bro, is Enquiries a good differential pick or Jesus? Realistically, I don't like the 1 week punt of Enquiries or the long-term pick of him. If you have to go for one of the two, I do prefer Gabriel Jesus, but again, I'm not hugely in love with Gabriel Jesus either, it is worth noting. Captain Foden or Son. On paper, I think Foden looks better from a fixture perspective, but realistically, Son playing as a forward with the ceiling that he has from an FPL perspective, he is a hard one to ignore. So I probably would say Son and just really chase the upside on him. Saka or Son, if I'm wildcarding, it would be Son. I think you can't ignore that Luton away fixture in game week 8. Very, very hard to overlook. So have all our heads gone with FPL? Yes. So just an update regarding Saka. It has been a crazy 24 hours regarding him. So we've had confirmation from Arteta that he hasn't trained all week. Photos have come out that he hasn't trained all week. Now we're getting news from some top accounts saying that he did train, and it has been pictured and videoed him arriving with the squad to the Bournemouth game. So literally we need to just chill a minute and think to ourselves, what is actually going to happen? I think some people are going to come to the assumption that he is going to play. Some aren't. Apologies. For me, I'm a Saka owner right now, and I think I'm just going to hope that he plays and start him and roll my free transfer going into game week 8. And I will come onto my team in a second going into detail. But it's been a crazy 24 hours regarding Saka. Jack, do we get 2 wildcards this season? Yes, we get one up until the game week 19 game week, and then we get one after that one. Mbeumo to Bowen, Rashford to Son or Roll. So I don't think the Mbeumo to Bowen one is desperate. I do prefer Bowen over Mbeumo this game week, but I don't feel like it's a desperate need of your transfer. Rashford to Son, again, I like Rashford this game week at home against Palace, but obviously on the form that he's in right now, I get it if you want to sell him, and Son longer term, but I actually don't mind you maybe just rolling the transfer and making the Son move the following game week. The one thing you do need to know is that Son probably is going to go up in price tonight. So if you don't make the move this game week, you might need to pull the trigger tonight, which is not a nice move to do, knowing that you have Champions League football on the horizon. Vikram, hope you're doing well from Singapore. Cheekster, hope you're well. Louis saying, is Saka fit? Really don't know on that one. Like I said, it's been a bit of a circus show regarding Saka. All we definitely know is that he has travelled with the squad to Bournemouth. Read into that what you will. Best mid differential under 6 million, not named Gordon. Oof, not named Gordon. That's put me on the spot a little bit. Not named Gordon. Sorry, I do apologise. Even though I do FPL content, I don't know everything in terms of like the prices off by heart. Like, I couldn't name you every player under 6 million. I'll tell you what, Neto has proved to be really good, but the problem is the fixtures are a little bit mixed. So I think Neto is okay, he's in good form. You know he's going to get guaranteed minutes. Decore as well, 2 really good fixtures coming up. So it probably would be Decore or Neto as a bit of a differential punt if you want to go down there. But again, I apologise if that was a little bit rushed. It's just because I don't know all of them off by heart. Idris Goat, hope you're doing well, mate. Just cap Haaland and avoid heart attacks. Yes, Lugani, I think you got the right answer there. Vikram, main question is what to do with Saka. Again, I'm in a situation very similar to yourself where I do not know what to do with Bukayo Saka. So this is my team right now, and I'm planning on rolling my free transfer. So Saka has travelled with the squad we know to the Bournemouth game. I'm in a position where I have a very good first sub of a stupid Anne. I'm in the position where I actually think Saka either starts or he gets 0 minutes. Why wouldn't you start him? Why would you bench him and not start him? I just feel like Arteta is one of those managers that if Saka says, I'm ready to go, he plays him. And his stupid Anne could do bits off the bench. So I was going to go for Son, and I'm not in the fortunate position where I can simply go Saka to Son because I don't have the money in the bank. So it's a little bit easier for me to say I'm going to roll the free transfer because I would have to do a -4, and then it gets a little bit trickier because then I have to sell Ruben Diaz as part of a cash cow. Then it becomes really tricky. But if I had the money in the bank to do Saka to Son, I'm almost glad I don't because I feel like I'd be inclined to make that move, and I may regret it if I did see Saka start for Arsenal. Again, guys, if you are just jumping into the live stream, as I mentioned, this is a live stream basically for those that have gone on to the busier ones, can't get their questions answered. I'm here hopefully to do that for you guys because it's a bit of a quieter stream as we know, but that is way more beneficial for you guys. But one thing I will say is I'm only going up until 10 a.m. So I'm only going for another 20 minutes. So I do apologise. It's a little bit of a quicker one today, just a bit of a busier morning, but I am going to try and fit in as many questions as I can. Fighter Jet saying, morning Nacho, would you play Watkins or Foden? I would play, of those two, probably Foden. Just because he plays in the Man City team. But I don't like benching either. Have you sold Saka? No, this is my current team right now that you can see on your screens. Best striker options next to Haaland. Realistically, I think Darwin Núñez is brilliant if you really want to take that punt. Watkins long-term is fantastic. Alvarez is perfectly template and there's no problems with it whatsoever. X-Tap is saying about the Gordon situation. I really do like Gordon. Absolutely, I'm not denying it. I just don't really want to put in Gordon because Gordon would come in as a long-term strategy, and then if he does get another yellow card and gets banned, that's a problem for my team then long-term. And he looks like the sort of guy that would get another yellow card. Oliver, start Botman or a stupid Anne? I probably will start Botman because I think he will start this game week. I think Eddie Howe's just been kind of chatting rubbish in the press conferences. I think he's perfectly fine, Botman. Well, not perfectly fine, but I think he's ready to go. Vigard saying, would you rather Son or Saka if you're wildcarding? I would rather go Son, absolutely. You have to remember with Son, Liverpool at home, Luton away, Fulham at home. Those three compared to Arsenal's, which is Bournemouth away, Man City at home, Chelsea away, it's a no-brainer then. And then if Saka was to outscore Son over that period, I think you just put your hands up and say, it is what it is. On paper, it makes way more sense to go for Son, and I think it just is the logical pick in that situation. Again, guys, if you are joining the stream, please do consider dropping a like. It'd be massively appreciated. I'm going to wildcard with Diaby, Bowen, Son, Salah. Should I go for Saka or Maddison? Right now, at the time recording, I'd rather go for Maddison. I think he is going to start. I think the fixtures are better. And then you can make a decision later down the line if you want to bring in Saka come game week 10 or not. Maybe Martinelli is available around then, and he'll be a really nice differential at a cheaper price. Who do I think is better, Maddison or Bowen, for the next 5 to 10 game weeks? Then the answer would be Maddison. But for this game week in isolation, the answer would be Bowen. Robbie, start 2 of Mbeumo, Mitoma, and Akanji Maddison. Start 2 of those. Really difficult. I wouldn't start Akanji just because the others offer so much higher upside. It probably would be Mbeumo and Maddison of the 2. Oh, if I had to pick 2 and 2, then it would be, I'd pick Mbeumo over Mitoma and I'd pick Maddison over Akanji, but I'm not sure how that question is phrased, so I do apologise. Is it good to wildcard today? Realistically, if you are waiting until now to wildcard, I think the answer is no, because the wildcard does require a little bit of planning, and I don't really like the idea of you wildcarding with only an hour and a half prep. I just don't really advise that. Is Mitoma a good option? Mitoma is forever a good FPL option. The main problem with him is that, of course, there is rotation in the future game weeks with Europa League is probably the thing I will argue there. As well, can you guys actually see this okay on your screens? Let me just try and make it a little bit easier for you to see my team. Oh, that looks awful. I want it a bit more boxed off. Can you see that okay? Hopefully you can. Sweet. Right, let me get through some more questions. Again, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please do consider liking. Always aim for 50 likes on the streams. Just making sure I haven't missed any here. Haaland or Morris captain? Look, I'm just going to say Haaland. I just prefer him over Morris. I'm not big on the Morris captaincy at all. I think owning him in himself is a good enough differential. Would you rather Son or Saka? Son as a wildcarder. Thoughts on Zuma and Gordon? Yeah, absolutely fine. Zuma looks like a good attacking threat for this game week at home against Sheffield United. Gordon looks like a really good punt, with the game time looking a bit more secure off the back of the Harvey Barnes injury. The one thing I would say is we've seen Joel Linton play left of a front three, so I would say Gordon isn't completely locked in that position. Is Morris essential for wildcarders? I would say the opposite. I would say wildcarders wouldn't put Morris in their team. The ones that would put Morris in their team is if they were wildcarding in game week 8 and they were looking for a 1 game week punt. Morris is going to be a very simple own him and then sell him straight away. And I don't really like that strategy if you're wildcarding this week. Alvarez or Watkins? I'm going to say Watkins if you had the money available. Longer term, I prefer him. Saliba to Gabriel, very much a luxury transfer. I'd only do that if you had literally no other move to make. It would free up some funds, which is perfectly fine. Will Martinelli start today? I'll be very surprised if Martinelli starts today. Doesn't look like he has been training, and I don't think he's got any match fitness whatsoever. Jay saying start Estupinan, Cash or Udogie. The way I'd rank those right now is Cash 1, Estupinan 2, Udogie 3. Apologies, guys. I'm trying to rush through the questions just because I'm only on for the next 15 minutes. I have got subscriber mode on as well, just to make sure that I filter it down to those people who are really wanting the questions answered, basically. So I do apologise, but it is totally free, of course, to subscribe to the channel, and I would massively appreciate it if you could. Again, it is totally free to do so, and it just shows to me that you are enjoying the content a little bit. But again, I totally appreciate it if it is offering no value whatsoever. And those asking, like, why am I not going longer? It's just because I need to go TikTok live at 10 a.m. as well, which I do have commitments for. And also, there are so many unbelievable content creators out there. This is kind of the premise of this deadline live, is for those that have been on to the other big boys. They can't get their questions answered. Hopefully, I'm here to answer your questions. Done that one. Pick 2 from Diaby, Gordon or Bowen. Diaby and Bowen every day of the week for me. Good morning, Uproar. I'm on a wildcard with Diaby, Bowen, Son, Salah. Should I go for Saka or Maddison? I would go for Maddison. The next 3 I prefer him in a straight shootout to Saka. Gavardia or Stupinan to start this week? I think the upside way more of a Stupinan. I'd probably go Stupinan, to be honest with you. Would you rather Son? I've covered that one off. I'm just going to miss the ones that are kind of been duplicated. I don't think Son is a good idea. Liverpool at home is not the best fixture. I think the fixture, Spurs versus Liverpool, is a tough one for Spurs. But I actually think the fixture is actually okay for Son. I think he is going to get opportunities in this game. Is it the best time to buy him? No. It isn't the best time to buy him. Obviously, Liverpool are a fantastic team. We need to not overlook that fact. Sorry, I've just absolutely skipped loads. I'm trying to get right down to the end of the questions here, and that is the goal right now. Right, where were we here? How about Trippier or Bruno captain? I just don't prefer them to Haaland personally. But if I had to pick one of those two, I'd actually be very tempted to go for Trippier. What I will say is I think Burnley are going to offer much more of a tougher test than that of Sheffield United. I'm not expecting Newcastle to blow them out of the water by any stretch. Where were we on here? I'm trying to get through every single one here. Bruno or Saka? Probably Bruno right now, to be honest with you. Should I start Gavardia out? Should I sell Gavardia out to Burn to save money? And next one, Sterling to Son. Gavardia out to Burn is okay. I'm not in love with it, but it's fine. And Sterling to Son, I do like that move, yes. But I will say, I'm a little bit more bullish on Chelsea than others. I actually think they've been playing okay. They just can't put the ball in the net. How about keep Saka but replace one of the United boys with Son? I'd prefer to sell Saka to Son right now just because of the injury worries to Saka, and he has Man City the following game week, whereas Man United are playing Brentford, who I actually think are a little bit of trouble right now. I think we're overlooking the fact that They originally lost Raya and Tony. They've now lost Henry and Sade. Squad's looking thinner and thinner by the game week. Would you consider taking a -4 for Saka to Son? Bear in mind, it's not essential to still have 4 in the middle. Just went Mbeumo out of my team. No, I don't think it's essential to do Saka to Son for a -4. But what I will say to people is, are you going to do it the following game week? Most likely. So with my team that you can see on your screens here. So just let me put the planner up a minute. By the way, this is the FPL Plus Google Chrome extension, which syncs up with the official site. It's an absolute joke. It's unbelievable. Just people literally don't know about it, but you need to get on it. It is unbelievable. So this is all I'm saying and why you need to consider your situations right now. This is how my team looks for game week 7. I'm planning on rolling my free transfer, and I'm just praying that Saka starts this game week because I don't have the money in the bank to do Saka to Son as part of a free transfer. Otherwise, I'm going to be honest, I would just pull the trigger because Son is going to go up in price tonight and Saka is going to go down in price tonight. So I'm probably in a situation where I don't like doing Saka to Son this game week as part of a -4. However, when we come into game week 8, there is no world where I don't want Son away against Luton. So my only issue is tonight, what I might have to do, which I hate the thought of, is selling Saka to Son and literally doing my 2 free transfers tonight and downgrading Ruben Diaz to Matty Cash, for example. Now, I absolutely hate the thought of doing that, and I might not even necessarily do it. But what I want to say to people is, if you're debating the Saka move, are you just inevitably going to do Saka to Son regardless next game week? And if the answer is yes, I will just say to you, like, Son's going up and Saka's going down in price tonight. So is it just worth doing that move tonight? That's what you need to ask yourself. Sorry, doing the move before this deadline. Covered that one off. Do I think Wilson starts? I actually think he does, but that's off just my own gut instinct. Rashford to Son or Bruno to Son? I'd actually do Rashford to Son right now. I'm just not seeing good stuff. Epido, you have a voice for radio broadcast and advertising. Wow, that is the first time I've ever heard that. Is that saying that I don't have a face for TV? Though that's the big question. Start Cash or a stupid? I'll go Cash. The only reason I'm saying Cash is because the injury to Bailey means that we might see Cash played as a right winger. That is really, really interesting. Shall I bring Bowen in for Doku this week or wait to game week 9? If I bring him in this week, it will require a -4 for future transfers. But if I don't, he might... Look, do I prefer Bowen or Doku this week? Bowen, absolutely. But if it's going to mess up your future transfers, I would just stick with Doku. He can do well. I think he will start. Grealish started midweek, which suggests to me that Doku will start today. Best Eze replacement, Diaby. But is Eze a desperate transfer? He's not desperate. He just really isn't doing it. He isn't doing what we expected with the underlying numbers, which I get it. It can be a very frustrating thing longer term. And again, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please do consider dropping a like and, of course, subscribing to the channel. Is Morris a central wildcard? I've covered that one off. No, I would say the opposite. I would avoid him if I was on a wildcard. Lars is saying about selling Mbeumo because of the price change. No, I wouldn't let that dictate your decision making. Play against Nottingham Forest, see how he gets on. But what I will say to you is this. I'm worried about Brentford and Mbeumo going forward. So, yes, I would consider losing Mbeumo soon. Start Cash or Stupidan, I would go Cash. John is saying I have 4 injuries, should I wildcard? My question to you is, who are the actual injuries? Is it Botman and Saka and Maddison? Because if it is, you're fine. Is this your final team for game week? Yes. Unless we get news that Saka is out, this is going to be my team. If we get news that Saka is out, I will pull the trigger on a -4 and I will do Saka up to Son and I will downgrade Ruben Diaz to Matty Cash. Basically the moves that I'm planning to do next week, just 1 game week ahead of time. The reason why I'm not doing it this game week is because it will be for a -4. Do I prefer Saka or Son this game week? I prefer Saka. Do I prefer Ruben Diaz or Cash this game week? Probably the same. So for a -4, I just don't really like it. And today, even though both Saka's going to go down and Son's going to go up in price, who knows what's going to happen in today's fixtures? We might see a situation where literally an injury happens and it completely changes the direction of my transfer plans. And for that very reason, that's why I'm not tempted to do the -4, even though it looks like I might make the exact same moves next game week. Hopefully that makes sense. Does Wilson start? Eddie Howe's comments have said that he's touch and go. I think Eddie Howe's just chatting rubbish. I think he will start. But again, that is my own personal opinion. Please do not kind of come to conclusions based on that. And again, guys, we always aim for 50 likes on these live streams. If we can get it there before we wrap it up, that would be amazing. Saka for Diaby or Price. For this game week, I prefer Price. Long-term Diaby every day of the week. Start Stupinan or Botman. I would go Botman. Yeah, so my current plan is no transfers, but what I will say to you is if Saka gets confirmed that he's not playing, if we do get some sort of Arsenal team leak, then I will pull the trigger on a transfer. I have Sterling should I transfer his Son. I'd probably just stick for Sterling. Hope that he does the job against Fulham. And then next game week, you can decide what to do. Are you going to get Salah in your team? This is the big question. I have no easy route of getting Salah into my team. So I really need to make a decision. And that's why I'm very tempted just to roll my transfer this week and get an understanding whether game week 9 is the week that I just need to wildcard. Therefore, game week 8 will just be 2 free transfers on 2 punts, knowing that I'm going to wildcard straight off the bat in game week 9. Because I have no easy way to Salah. And the reason being is because I own Trippier. If Trippier was Botman, it would be a very different route and I would be able to easily get Salah into my team. But then I wouldn't have had the 18-pointer from Trippier. So it's all very, very one of those where you could read it as a good and a bad thing. I'm trying to get through these. Is transfer minus points a bad idea? It depends who you're selling and who you're buying, basically. Sorry to be a bit vague on that one. Should I start Darwin? If you own Darwin, you start him every day of the week. Ward-Prowse or Bowen? Bowen if you can afford. But that's not to say Ward-Prowse can't do well. He's on set pieces. He's attacking the box. I just prefer Bowen. Shaw and Botman, yeah, they're good options. No problems then whatsoever. Alvarez or Darwin wildcarding. Look, Alvarez is the template pick, the safe bet. Darwin Núñez is the riskier, high upside pick. If you go Darwin, which I prefer, you just need to go in with it knowing that if he gets benched, if he gets rotated early, you are happy with that. You just need to basically not be... What I'm saying to people is, if you own Darwin Núñez and he comes off after 60 minutes or you go online and he is benched, you literally cannot be angry because you know the risks that you're taking. So if you go Darwin, you just have to literally accept that, which I would be happy to do if I was a Darwin owner. I have no empathy for those that buy Darwin, sees benched, and then shout to the gods, oh, why always me? You need to know that that's part of the parcel with Darwin. Saka to whom if I already own Son and Maddison? Then I think my answer would be downgrading to Diaby long term as a Villa option. If you're in a position where, you are looking to wildcard in the next few game weeks, then I'll change my answer, and the answer will be Bowen because he, over the shorter term, has really good fixtures. Yes. Clayton's asking, is Shah and Botman good backup options? I actually love Botman and Shah as backup options. Now, I don't love them because I don't think I like owning centre-backs, especially 2 from the same team. But what I do like about them is that if you go for Trippier, it's probably going to block you from getting Mo Salah, whereas those 2 probably enable the cash in the bank to get Salah. So that's why I really do like them. Alvarez or Watkins? I actually prefer Watkins longer term. Jonas saying my injuries are Saliba, Saka, Chilwell and Henry. Well, I think Saliba's going to be fine. Obviously, Chilwell and Henry are the 2. So those are your priority sells. I like cash as an immediate transfer in your defence. And obviously a Newcastle defender if you do not own one right now. Ooh, take a hit for Saka to Salah this week. That would be very tempting if I was an owner, just to get it done. But sorry, guys, about that. But I would say to you also is that if you're in a position right now where you could do it next week, that might be the better move for a free transfer. Should I start Anona or Areola? I'd probably start Areola, to be honest with you. I'm in a rare situation where I can get to Salah this week. Is it worth a -4? Depends who you're selling. Depends who you're selling, Nesquik. What a great name. Isak, Wilson or Watkins? I would rank those as Watkins 1, Wilson 2, Isak 3. Rasmus Højlund. No, I can't go there right now. I cannot recommend that as we speak. Start Vicario or Areola? Areola every day of the week. What a great fixture at home against Sheffield United. Botman or Udogie? Botman. 100%. I think it'd be okay. Everyone heard the dog in the background. I love it. What's the injury news of Botman and Burn? I think both start. But again, I think Eddie Howe's just lying between his teeth. Are you selling Saka, yes or no? If yes, who? I'm planning on not selling Saka. I'm happy to take the risk, knowing that I have a Stupidan as my backup if he gets 0 minutes. And also because I probably want to utilise maybe my 2 free transfers the following game week. However, I'm not in the luxury position of being able to do Saka to Son as a free transfer because I don't have the money in the bank. If I did, I think my answer would be very, very different. Now, guys, I really apologise to be wrapping up this live stream here. I had a 10 a.m. UK time hard deadline. As I said, this was an opportunity, hopefully, for you guys who couldn't get your questions answered on the busier streams to get them done here. Now, I am moving over to my TikTok live stream, so if you're one of those who are down with the kids and you want to get over to TikTok, make sure you jump over to there. It's FPL Fan over on TikTok. I kind of have to go live on there because I have about like 100 and it's a lot of people who kind of tune into them, and I have to jump on there. I do apologize, but what I will say is thank you so much for tuning into this really late live stream. Obviously, it was a little bit off the cuff. What I will say also, I forget to promote it, is if you enjoy my stuff, please could you consider voting for me in this. I'm going to promote it a bit more because I haven't really done enough of it, but the Football Content Awards basically is this one. I have not done any promotion for it, enough of it really. If you could vote for me in it, that would be massively appreciated. You just come to the Best in Fantasy Football. What I will say is, even if you don't vote for me, because there are so many other unbelievable ones, it's an amazing opportunity just to share your love for whoever you do actually enjoy. So for example, in the video section, obviously if you want to vote for me, that'd be massively appreciated. But look at some of the people in here: Black Box Family, Focal, Harry, Mate, Raptor, Holly, Let's Talk, Net That Hall. Some incredible people on there. So what I'm saying is, obviously in this situation, just go for whoever you want to. And I got a feeling that drop down didn't actually happen on your screens. But if you want to actually check it out, please do. It'll be massively appreciated. So I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Have an amazing game week. Again, I'm going to be live on TikTok right now if you do want to check it out. So I will see you guys very soon. Hopefully you get green arrows. Take care. Cheers.